October is Youth Justice Action Month, so the folks over at Columbia's Office of Violent Crime Prevention are creating a space to engage young people and families in positive conversations. Joining me now to explain what exactly this event is Director Dr. Travon Fordham and Program Manager Keisha Washington. Thank you both so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, could you talk a little bit about what the event is and why you feel it's so important for the youth here in Columbia?
Sure, I'll start off just by talking about what Youth Justice Action Month is. There are three keys to that part: the youth, the justice, and action. This started off back in 2008 as Youth Justice Awareness Month, and it came out of a tragic incident where a young person who was actually jailed in an adult facility actually lost his life, and then his mother advocated to have action and reform when it comes to our juvenile justice system. So from that, it switched in 2016 to Youth Justice Action Month. So for us, we're always looking to engage our young people, and we talk about the justice system, the impacts with them and how they interact with it, and just it's important to have our young people at the table as we talk about what their needs are, what the awareness is, and how that comes about. So that was the importance of really having it.
And Keisha, you're the program manager, so talk a little bit about what it's like to put an event like this together and some of the things on the agenda for it.
It takes a lot of work. Dr. Fordham and I looked at some feedback from last year that he received from the youth and the adults that attended. We thought it would be a good idea to encounter those topics that they felt were most important coming from the youth and the adults that attended the events. So some of the things that they mentioned were a lack of support services or just people not being aware of what's within our communities. Also, as far as the children, they're looking for more safe spaces, places to talk about safe places. So our office is really looking to take this event and continue to build programs within the future based upon additional feedback that we're going to be receiving. As far as it being justice-led, we have the messengers that will be coming and leading this event up, and they are formerly incarcerated juveniles that are now adults. They're out working in our communities, they're raising families and whatnot, and they travel the world speaking about being justice involved. So they'll lead this event along with a couple of other youth that we've gathered that were willing to come out and share their stories and also speak about what they feel is most important for them. We also looked at the adult feedback. A lot of them were stating that they're not aware of certain support services that we offer here. So we have a total of 6 family support services coming. We have a total of 15 youth-engaged nonprofits within this area that are coming out to talk about what they're doing and how they can help our youth within our community. So we'll be serving a light breakfast. Doors are opening at 9:30. We'll start at 10. We're going to have the messengers lead this initiative. We'll get them into a safe space. They'll get to go behind closed doors for a good hour and talk about their communities and how they want to be able to build upon each other. An opportunity for them to get their voices out.
Right. And I know, I mean, obviously here, the big point we're talking about is violent crime in youth. What do you think it'll mean to parents and young people who come out to this to hear from people who were formerly incarcerated and learn about that experience that they had?
We're hoping with everything that's been occurring within our communities that it hits home. A lot of people are affected. A lot of people live within those communities. Some don't feel safe. So we're just looking for people to come out and voice their opinions. That will help us as an office continue to build programs and do a lot of outreach to find out what areas are most in need, and then we'll be able to pull that insight out and bring additional programs that we're seeking to do.
Definitely. I mean, just in the past week or so, we had 2 people get arrested in connection to the killing of a 16-year-old boy in our community, Juju Keel, and that is certainly something that's hit home for a lot of people. What do you think it'll mean to his mother, who is grieving, and to many others in the community who grieve someone who was lost to violent crime, that you're holding something like this? What do you think that'll mean to them?
We think it'll mean a lot to her. We've spoke about her and the loss and the hurt that she feels from it. We're also hoping that those youth that were at that incident will find out about us, our program, reach out to us, and maybe we can help bring some heart and healing to those families and people as well.
One thing I'll finish on here is a lot of people say it starts at home. What does that mean to you?
Well, it definitely not just starts at home, but it takes a village approach. And that's one thing as we talk about this event. It takes all of us working together. So it takes having safe spaces for the young folks, because as we all know, Ideally, it does start at home, but as we look at the dynamics of some homes, there are some social services and supportive services that are needed within homes that as a city we can work on, and we're working with families on community engagement and outreach. So having that extension, that village, you know, we always had home for us was several different places that we could go. So I think we also got to get back to that concept of the village as well, too, to assist that home and be an extension of home.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And we have information as well about this event we're going to pull up now. The Talk-A-Thon is happening next Saturday, October 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's at the Ensor Keenan House on 801 Wildwood Avenue. And it is a free event, and it's open for anyone to attend. Thank you both, Trevon and Keisha, so much for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Well, stick with us. We have more Midday coming up after the break.